Hi, my name is Kelli Goldin, and I'm so excited that you are here today to discuss online marketing for small businesses. Today is the first part of a two-part workshop. We're going to be discussing online marketing platforms and strategies. This is for small businesses, but it's also for the solo business provider, the entrepreneur, and even direct sales. This is something for everybody. So my name is Kelli Goldin. As I said, I am a Pinterest marketing specialist. I chose to focus on just the one platform so I could really become an expert in that. Although I do use the other platforms for myself. What's great is that many of the skills that I have in Pinterest can transfer to the other platforms. And I'm here today to share my experience with you. And that includes over 18 years in advertising, marketing, and sales. I'm also a content marketing strategist, which means I help entrepreneurs and small businesses analyze their current content through audits. And I help develop strategies for content creation. And that can cover everything from current topics to SEO. I'm largely a self-taught graphics artist, and I've been doing it since 1998. Over the years, I've taken countless courses, I've attended workshops, and I've developed skills to help myself at first and then to bring it online the last few years to help others as well. What I love to do is to help free up more time for women who are busy with their business. It allows them to do more of and spend more time doing what they really love to do. I also help expand their brand and get them seen by more of the right people. I help them build their email lists to foster more and better communication. And finally, I help drive targeted traffic to their websites. Some of the challenges and benefits that we're going to discuss today is who should be marketing online and why, what can you market online besides your products and services, and where should you be marketing online? What is the best place for you to be? The whole purpose of online marketing, especially if you do it right, connect, create meaning, make a difference, matter, and be missed. People should be looking forward to the next online content that you're providing if you're doing it right. The challenges and benefits that we're going to discuss, well, obviously that's creating leads and attracting customers and growing sales. That's what we want to get from this online marketing. Ideally, you're going to be finding the perfect people who are not only interested in your products and services, but those those benefits and the features would help the most. So how do we accomplish this? Online marketing. And who should be doing it? Everyone should be doing online marketing. Your competition is, your customers are there, you should be too. Content is king. That is some of the most important, that's one of the most important things out there. Content is what you're going to be marketing people. Content may be king, but distribution is queen, and she wears the pants. What does that mean? That means that getting your content out there in the right way is really one of the most important things in marketing your business online. Your target market is going to determine your content and where you market it. Now, you may not know exactly who your target market is. That's something we're going to be discussing in part 2 in more depth. But in the meantime, I just want you to think about the perfect customer, the ideal customer that you may already have, someone who values what you do, values what you provide, and comes back for more. So today we're going to discuss the top 6 online marketing platforms, and we're going to be discussing social media as well as other platforms that are available. Facebook is one of the biggest ones that we've got out there. It's going to help you boost your brand loyalty. You've got business pages and posts that are available to you to be liked and shared by people who find value in your content and pass it on. Facebook ads allow for some sophisticated targeting as well. And of course, there's all those comments that are available for engagement and feedback. Some of the cons on Facebook is that they have algorithm changes pretty often, and best practices and guidelines as well. Some of the audiences are pretty jaded with ads, so putting ads is not always the most effective, which is where content marketing comes in. Facebook is kind of difficult to search for things in general unless they're looking for specific people. Hashtags are not utilized very well. So it's really important that if you are using Facebook, that you are making sure your content gets out there, you have your target market established, and you're directing those ads and that content towards those specific people. And the average user for Facebook is around 25 to 45. They're pretty evenly split between men and women. So you may have a great audience there. Twitter comes next. Twitter is great for up-to-the-minute details about any products that you have, promotions you may be running. It also helps build a very loyal audience. They've followed you, and your information, your content is going to be scrolling right past them. It's really important, though, to get those multiple postings out there every single day, and the recommended is 15 to 30 times a day. You need to be responsive, and you need to be very searchable, so using keywords is important as well. Now, some of those cons, that is also the optimal posting, 15 to 30 times a day. That's quite a lot of time to be investing. However, you're going to be able to put some of that content that you're producing into schedulers, and that's going to help you with that, but you're not going to be able to engage with your audience if you're only scheduling out your content. Your response time really must be very fast, 3 to 4 hours max. So that means that you're going to have to pay attention to the feedback that you're getting on Twitter. It's also pretty hard to tell a story in only 165 characters. There are people that are doing it and are doing it well, and it doesn't hurt to take a look to see how they are being successful on Twitter. But that is one of the downsides of it. The average user there is about 18 to 29 years old, and they're pretty evenly split between men and women. Instagram is a very visual platform, that's going to help you get creative and tell a story with images and short videos. It's very interactive. It's very searchable if you're using the right kinds of keywords and hashtags, and it's going to help you create a great identifiable brand. However, on Instagram, only a certain amount of markets are getting the best responses from there. Those include health and fitness, beauty, travel, business coaching, and fashion. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't get responses from Instagram. It just means that those particular markets are the ones that get the best. However, whenever you are on Instagram, they are expecting great photography or great graphics. So you need to make sure that that's in your wheelhouse, or you know someone who's going to be able to provide that for you. The demographics on Instagram are ages 18 to 40, and it's primarily women, although it's not as high on that as Pinterest. Some of the Pinterest pros that we've got is that it's a very visual search engine. It's not social media. You are, however, going to be able to create an identifiable brand through quality graphics and short videos. And because it's a search engine, it really utilizes good hashtags and keywords to make it very searchable. In addition to that, you're going to be able to boost your own website responses in search engines because it's going to help drive traffic to your website, because it's very easy to click on the pins that go directly to your website. And you're also going to have built-in SEO already. So you'll get, for instance, Google responses on your Pinterest posts. Some of the cons on Pinterest is that Pinterest pins may be shared, but it is really not a social platform. Only a few of the markets on Pinterest really have engagement with comments. There's also a lot of changing algorithms, guidelines, and best practices with Pinterest. They are constantly trying to tweak it to make it even better. So it's very important to keep up on that. The average user is about 18 to 40 years old, and it's 80% women. However, the male audience is growing, so that's something to look for in the future. And now we've come up to LinkedIn, which is a fantastic way to have a professional community, which is going to help you build business relationships. It's something that's a little bit different. It is a social platform. It is searchable, and it does provide groups that are able to focus on shared interests or shared professions. It is, however, all about business. If you put quality content out there, you are going to be able to establish trust and expertise in the field that you're in, and that's going to be very advantageous to you. One of the cons is that original content gets the best responses, which means that you're going to have to take the time to write original content rather than just sharing good content that you found on there. That original content needs to be formatted in a specific way. LinkedIn is very open about that, and they do provide good strategies for you to incorporate that into your content. But that may be something that is more time consuming than you wish to invest in. The average user for LinkedIn is 22 to 54, and it's pretty evenly split between men and women. YouTube may be a surprise for you that I've included it here, but YouTube is a great platform for online marketing because video is such an attention grabber. There is nothing better for representing a business or products other than actually being there in person than there is for having a video showing them. It's owned by Google, which means that it has great SEO. It will show up in search engines very readily, and it is very versatile because you're able to use these videos in other platforms, whether you're producing them for YouTube and putting them in the other platforms or vice versa. It's going to enable you to showcase your products, share reviews and testimonials, as well as educate and train people on how to best utilize your products or your services. Some of the cons on YouTube is that your videos really must be immediately engaging. It is not going to be possible for you to build an audience there unless you're engaging them right off the bat. They have a very short attention span, so you're going to need to get them in right off the bat. And also, posting must be consistent for results. Posting 1 to 2 times a day may not seem very much, but if you're producing videos every single day in order to build an audience on YouTube, that can be pretty time consuming. However, I do want to point out that YouTube is a viable platform for you to use even if you're not focusing on building an audience there. Again, repurposing your videos that you produce for other platforms can be put on YouTube, and it's something that you should keep in mind. So some of the takeaways that we've got here today and some final thoughts that I want to mention. Your business should be online because your customers are there. Everyone is online. Your customers, your competition, and you should be there as well. You need to target your ideal clientele. Keep them in mind when you're looking at what platforms to use and what content to produce. You need to provide and market that content and make sure that it is valuable to your clients. Make sure that you are being a solution to a problem for them. And understand that different platforms have their own strengths and weaknesses. There is no one perfect platform, but there are ones that are better than others for different products, different services, different clientele. And remember that your customers are going to be using a variety of sources to look at your content. This is a very important and often overlooked thing to remember. People are going to be accessing your content on everything from an iPhone to a large monitor. So you need to make sure that any of the fonts, designs, colors, and materials, photographs, things that you're using are easily seen on all of those different sources. And something I just want to remind you is to utilize only one or two platforms initially, especially if you're doing it on your own. And please be consistent. Staying in front of people is one of the most important things that you can do. You need to be responsive and you need to be relevant. And that means you need to be seen on a regular basis. And I also want you to remember that no one can do effective marketing on every platform, especially if you're doing it on your own. Go out there and slay just one or two of them initially, and you might have to switch them up if you're not getting the response that you were looking for. But it is something that's going to be very worth your time in doing. Now, not only am I providing these workshops. This workshop, the next workshop that's coming up is the content marketing, focusing on your target market. We discussed in detail today where you ought to be going, why you should be online. And on our next one, we're going to be discussing what you should be marketing, what kind of content, and who that content should be directed to. So I'd love for you to join me in this next one, Content Marketing for Small Businesses, Part 2, How to Engage and Grow Your Target Clientele. We're going to be covering types of content. We're going to be delving deeper into what the target market you should be focusing on and how to attract customers and creating content. Now, I am not the only one that is providing these workshops virtually. There are over 20 other women who are covering topics in personal and business development. So if you didn't find this workshop online at this particular web address, endlessmountainsempowerment.weebly.com, I want you to go there and check out the other videos. It's going to be well worth your time. The Endless Mountains Empowerment Summit is designed to inspire, educate, and empower the women of Northeast Pennsylvania and Southern Tier in New York. Because of this particular crisis that we're having this year, we were not able to get together as we initially planned and wanted to. But we're very excited to bring this online in a virtual way and to offer this valuable information for a lot of different women. I would love to hear back from you. Please give me some feedback in the comments, or you can contact me online at kelligoldin.com. I thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to having you join me in the next video.